Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashtaprayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So, what we are discussing is about Ishopanishad. That is a knowledge which is going to bring us nearer to our Parampita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and enabling us to get out of this repeated cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. So, we have covered certain aspects in this particular book till now. So, short summarization. In introduction, there have been so many paragraphs. So, para 1 to 5, we have understood about the four defects. And so, we need the Vedas. Para 6-7 made us understand how Vedas are giving us universal and axiomatic wisdom, how Vedic knowledge is superior to Pratyaksha and Anumana Praman, how Vedas or Krishna, that is the only way to know about trans-real, and how Krishna is the ultimate goal of the Vedas. And we have also seen the history of Vedas and Vedicisms. Then we saw about, in the overview, how invocation to the Shloka 3 is going to help us in understanding how to live in harmony with Ishvara. The Shloka 4 to 8, which we are starting from today, making us understand how Ishvara can be understood. Next, we are understanding about the right and wrong Vidya, then the right and wrong Upasana, and the lastly 4 shlokas are the prayers to Ishvara to reveal himself. Why reveal? That we are covering today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnam Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Avashishyate. That means the personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as his phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. So here, Prabhupada ji has explained us how Supreme Personality of Godhead is complete absolute truth, how material world is also complete, how human form offers us the complete facility, how sense gratification is illusory completeness, and devotional service is the real completeness. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magreda kasya svidadhanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. So in the Shloka 1, we understand the glory of Vedic knowledge, how Lord is the proprietor of everything, how everyone has got a quota in nature, how there is a quota in human possession of the earth, how there is a quota for human diet, and what is the importance of living according to Ishavasya. Asurya namate loka andhena tamasa vrata tamste pretya bhigachanti yeke chatma hanojana. The killer of the soul, whoever he may be, must enter into the planets known as the worlds of the faithless, full of darkness and ignorance. So Shloka 2 makes us understand how karma bandhana causes all the problems. And it also results into the death. How human life offers liberation through a karma. How Vedas actually lead us ultimately to a karma. How we have to begin by bringing Krishna into the sense gratificatory life. How everything is in vain without Krishna. And so we have to convert all kinds of altruisms into karma yoga. Then we came to the shloka number 3. Kurvan eva iha karmani jijivisheta shatam sama evam tvainandatheto asti na karma lipyate nare. One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way. for that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this life or this way for man. So we saw who is a demon, who is a soul killer, and so it was important that we liberate the soul and not kill it. We also understood that if we don't use the higher facilities of human life form, then we have to live worse than animals in this life and go to hell in next. We have also understood that even if we have a failure in liberating soul, still there will be glorious results. So what to speak of the success? We saw the opportunity of Prabhupada mentioning the modern politicians as demons. And we also saw the formula to solve all problems forever. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is where we start with Shloka number 4. Anejat ekam manasah javiyah enat apnuvana purumarshatah tat dhavato anyan atyeti tishthat tasmin apo mata vrishya dadhati. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all other. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place, he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. Hare Krishna. Such an important shloka. Anijad ekam manasah javiyo nayan ita deva apnuvam purmamarshataha tadadhavato anyan atteti tishtata tasmin apo matarishva dadhati. Anejat, so here it is mentioned that Krishna is fixed in his abode. Anejat means abode, and who? Ekam, one. But then he is very swift. And the explanation, or I'll say how swift he is compared to Manasa. Manasa means than the mind. He is Javyaha, more swift. Enata, this supreme Lord. And even the demigods, the Devaha, Apnuvan cannot approach him. Purvam can approach in front. Arshataha, moving quickly. Dhavataha, those who are running. Attedi, surpasses, tishtat. And how? Though he is remaining in one place. So, the Matrishwa, that is the gods who control the wind and the rain, or give them, that is Dadhati, supply, even they cannot surpass or approach Krishna. Because though he is fixed in his abode, he is so swift that he can overcome all others who are running. He surpasses all in excellence. So if you see this shloka, it's giving us so much of understanding. It's giving us that yes, Krishna exists. It's giving us that Krishna exists in his loka and he's always there, Anijat. And it also makes us understand how he is greater because he is more swift Jayaha than the Manasa. And that even the Devas, the powerful demigods, no Purvam Apnuvan. They cannot approach in front of him. That is how fast he is moving. Arshata. So Krishna has so much of qualities. He is the best of everything. In our previous discussions, we have talked about the opulences of Krishna, especially his 6 opulences. Shloka is again giving us an indication to the same thing. Here it is said that even the most important aspects of air and rain, which are required for any living beings, they are also controlled by Krishna. Apaha matrishva dadhati. And how does he control them? Again, by staying at one place only. So he is excellent. He is super excellent. Super se upar excellent. That Krishna is yours, is mine. And we are his. As you can see here, Radha Krishna. And that is what Prabhupada Ji is going to be discussing further in this particular shlokas when he is writing the purport. So if you see how he is going further in this particular chapter, it covers many aspects. Initially talks how absolute truth cannot be understood by speculation. How only revelation is going to help us, and God and his energies. How those energies are not different, but yet different. We also are going to understand that we are limited, so we can understand unlimited only through his revelation. And how we have to play our part and will be given the understanding. And that is why you will see the last part of Ishopanishad are the prayers to the Ishvara to reveal himself. Why? This shloka is making us understand. Because no one, absolutely no one, can understand Krishna on his own. What to speak with even different kinds of speculations. No philosopher has ever understood Krishna. And that is why they come out with all wrong theorems, wrong theories, and then regret. A couple of days ago, there was an article in one of the renowned media publishing houses, a Western article. And a great scientist who throughout the lifetime was trying to see which is that smallest particle. And he, towards the end, at the time of his death, he said, whatever I was searching was only an illusion. Because anything and everything is under the control of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. If I had made all these efforts towards realizing him, then maybe there was some hope for me. Now I am hopeless. Even Newton, whose theories we read, whom we consider as the backbone of our modern science, even he has explained repeatedly that he is the follower of Gita. You take care of any scientist. There's a good story. We nowadays keep on listening about management, business. So there's one motivational speaker as well, Mr. Vivek Bindra. He gives motivational talks. He makes us understand bada business, bada idea. Even he is a follower of Krishna. Because after going through everything, these people have understood that Krishna cannot be understood by this way or that way. There's only way. And that way is Krishna's way. It's not either my way or highway. It's always no way, only Krishna's way. That is what Prabhupada starts explaining in the purport. And that is the real truth. Because whatever kind of mental speculations we do, we will not understand Krishna. The only way to know him is through the mercy of a devotee. Even when we studied Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, we have understood how do we get bhakti? When we get the mercy of a bhakta. In Brahma Samhita also, it is mentioned that even if a non-devotee philosopher travels through space at the speed of wind or mind for hundreds of millions of years, he'll still find that the absolute truth is far, far away. Same Brahma Samhita, we come across the description that the absolute personality of Godhead has a transcendental abode, Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes. Yet, because of his inconceivable potency, he can simultaneously reach every part of this energy. And this is further described in Vishnu Purana, wherein his energies, his potencies, his power is compared to the heat and light that emanates from a fire. So though fire is at one place, it is burning, still its light is distributed, its heat is available at a distance. Nowadays, we may be seeing people, especially the poor people, they would be lighting the bonfire to save themselves from the cold which is going on. So similarly, absolute truth, the Godhead, is in his transcendental abode, but his energies are spread everywhere. So mental speculation is useless. It's only Krishna mercy or the mercy of the devotee which is useful. Because the energies of Lord are inconceivable. There are so many that we cannot even understand them. But still, for our benefit, the acharyas, the shastras, they have categorized them into three. The internal energy, the marginal energy, and the external energy. And what each energy gives rise to, is understand what they are. So all the living entities, including the demigods, they are a part of the marginal energy. While the external energy brings about the creation of the material world. And the Adhyatmic world or the spiritual sky is the manifestation of the internal energy of Krishna. So these different energies are spread everywhere, present everywhere. So Krishna and his energies are not different. But then we should not make a mistake that these energies is Krishna. Because generally what we say, if paper is made of wood, then wood is paper and paper is wood. Is it possible? So similarly, though the energies are of Krishna and energy and Krishna are not different, but still Krishna is not the energy. And neither is Krishna distributed everywhere impersonally. He is always present in a personal form. That is what we have seen in Bhagavad Gita 11th canto, wherein Krishna, after seeing the form, Arjuna clearly says, Hey Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. So Vishveshwar, that is the Lord of the whole world, whole universe, whole everything. And what? Universal form. Vishwa Rupa. Rupa means form. But mistakes happen. And because these mistakes happen because we generally tend to come to conclusion according to our understanding. But Krishna cannot be understood by our limited capacities. And hence the Upanishad warns us that we should never try to approach Lord by our limited knowledge. Then who can understand him? It's only those who are coming in the Shastric Parampara. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that even the great rishis and suras can know him, cannot know him. What to speak of suras, for whom there is no question of understanding the ways of Lord. So this fourth mantra of Ishopanishad is actually making us understand that absolute truth is a person. Otherwise, there was no need to mention so many details to support his personal features. But then, though the energies are different, they're still non-different. Because though they are parts and parcels of Lord's potencies, they still have the symptoms of Lord. They still showcase limited spheres of activity. So they are limited. The part cannot be equal to whole. Neither can a part understand what the whole is. And so, we cannot understand the complete potency of Lord. Because of Maya, the material nature, the modas, the foolish, the ignorant, though they are parts and parcels of Lord, they try to conjecture something or the other about his position. So Ishopanishad is warning us about the futility of trying to establish the identity of Lord through mental speculation. We should learn from the Lord himself, the supreme source of the Vedas. Because only Lord has the full knowledge of transcendence. One day, we were just having discussion, we were playing with kids. All of a sudden, I inquired one of the girls, Chitrasaki, can you tell me who is that girl? What is her favorite color? What does she like? And she said, I don't know. Because I am seeing her for the first time. I don't know. So then I said, let me know how are you going to find out. So she thought, she's a small child. And then what she responded, can I take help? I said, okay, you take help. Whose help do you want? So she said, I will inquire from the girl herself and I'll let you know. Because no one will know what a person likes better than the person himself. So even if a small human being's likings, dislikings, we need to ask that same person. What to speak of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. So just like Chitrasaki here has given an example that I like to know about that person from that person himself. Similarly, if you have to know about Krishna, you have to know it from Krishna, and Krishna has spoken the Vedas and he has mentioned everything about himself in the Vedas. That is the way to learn. There's no other, absolutely no other. And we have to be careful because though we have certain energies of Krishna, we have to ensure that we act according to the Lord's will. And when we forget what this is, we forget Krishna, then we are considered in Maya or illusion. And that is the time our problems start, our difficulties start. he starts suffering, he starts getting dukkha. So Ishopanishad is warning us to be very careful, to ensure that we work, we play, we do only what Lord has asked us. But it does not mean we cannot take our own initiatives. But whatever initiatives we take, they have to be for the Lord. So when we utilize such initiatives, our active nature with intelligence, and understand that everything is Lord's potency, we can regain and revive our original consciousness, which was affected due to association of the external energy or Maya. And how we do it, that is described. Because the perfect knowledge is this, that all power is obtained from Lord. Therefore, each power must be utilized to execute the will of the Lord and not otherwise. So, if a person who has employed a housemaid gives her, say, 100 rupees and asks her to go to the market and bring some things. So if she or she has been told to bring, say, grapes and bananas, and if she goes there and purchases a small, little, cute bangle and comes home and tells, you gave me 100 rupees to do marketing, I have gone and done marketing. How is the owner going to react? She was sent with certain power, purchasing power, to do something, and she has done exactly opposite thing. So if humans can react this way, think about Krishna. He has sent us here so that we understand our mistakes that we were committing by trying to follow Krishna, by trying to imitate Krishna, to make us understand that folly. He has created this material world to train us and give us an opportunity to understand our mistake and go back to it. And if you don't do it, that will be a big sin. So, Lord has to be known by one who has adopted a submissive service attitude. Perfect knowledge means knowing that the Lord in all features, knowing his potencies, and knowing how these potencies work by his will. And all this is explained in detail by Krishna himself for our understanding through the medium of Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. And hence, the Acharya says that every day, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, every day in the morning we should study Bhagavatam, or in the evening we should study Bhagavatam, and in the morning and in the evening, or either way, we should study Bhagavad Gita, whatever way we can, whatever amount of time we can. So, if we were to understand this, the question arises whether matter is different from Brahman. Is it part of Brahman or is it non-existent? The answer lies, first, let us understand the totality of Brahman. Brahman is just a effulgence of Lord Krishna. And it is spreading everywhere. Clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita as well. We have to understand this in detail. So it's within this Brahman nature, Krishna has manifested so many worlds through his external potency. While the spiritual sky, the Adhyatmic world, where the kingdom of God is situated, is his actual internal potency. So this is the difference. So matter is not different from Brahman, neither it is a part of Brahman, neither it is non-existent. It is a part of his external energy, while Brahman and the Golokaha are a part of his internal energy. And that is where the doubts generally come in, the question generally came in, not able to understand, this is achintya. Or It is anirvachaniya. That concept also comes in. So, see, we have to understand that whatever is inconceivable, we may not be able to understand. Anirvachaniya. But then we have to conceive the inconceivable for our own purification. And that is where bhakti, the devotional service, comes into picture. And we have clearly understood it over the years that bhakti is Srimati Radharani. And that is why we have to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, which is Srimati Radharani. The moment we come to this particular level of understanding, to this particular level of dedication, devotion, then there is an opportunity that will understand it further. So, though it is achintya, it is not anirvachaniya. We may not understand, but we may get the level of understanding to understand it in future. But that is something which is not possible in our hands. So how do we get this revelation? That becomes the question. So it's neither uncertain speculation nor incomprehension, but gradual revelation through increasing devotional dedication, which will be helpful. See, these are some important words which came out in the lecture, and that is why I documented them. Uncertain speculation or certain incomprehension. They're all going to lead us to more jargon, more confusion. But if we take up to devotional service, if we take up to devotional dedication, then gradually will Krishna reveal the truth to us. Swayameva sfurteha adaha. That is one of the shlokas which comes, which after finishing this, we'll be going to the other books. That time we'll be understanding it in details. So we have to be completely dependent. And this is not something which is being told by 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. Everyone has come to this conclusion one way or the other. So if you see Ramanujacharya, even he says, continuous recollection of God. He says, love is a kind of knowledge and bhakti sadhana and phala. So this is what he is mentioning. Madhvacharya, he says, strong emotion of love accompanied by knowledge of God's majesty. Nimbarkacharya says, special kind of love, sadhana and phala. Vallabhacharya says, love, maryada and pushti. Jiva Goswami says, bhakti is the essence of God's internal potency of bliss, which is most important potency. In Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we are talking about the unparalleled sweetness of Lord. So everyone is talking about the gradual revelation, progressive revelation. So how is it achieved? Where do we find this? Where is this Bhakti Devi? Let me know. I want to do this. And the answer to that also comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Shloka. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana Mathura Vashri Murte Shraddhaya Sevana. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of the Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Mathura, and worship the deity with faith and veneration. So Bhakti Devi, she is hiding within the devotees. She is seen in the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. She is there in Bhagavatam. She is there in Brajadham, Mathura. And she is there in the deities, the Vigrahas, the Archa Vigrahas. which are available. So, see how Krishna is so merciful to us. He is guiding us even to the source from where we can get from. So, Krishna is one. He is the ultimate one. And we have to achieve it. His energies are unlimited, unparalleled. We saw the fire examples. There's another way by which the fire example is quoted by the acharyas to explain about the power of Krishna. So when we say fire burns, fire and burning, actually they are one and the same thing. Fire is burning, but they are also different. Because fire is fire and burning is burning. So similarly, Krishna and his energies, they are one as well as they are different. So it is important that we take up initiatives in such a way that Krishna reveals himself to us. So Srila Prabhupada, he tells us about all these things. He says that devotional service is individual, voluntary, spontaneous. Individual, voluntary, spontaneous. IVS. But this is where our initiatives will lie. This is where we individually have to take a call. How we want to proceed further. This is where we need to ensure we voluntarily decide, yes, I want to go further. And you have to take the first step. And then the further steps will happen. And spontaneously, the bhakti will develop. We'll understand the Ishavasya in detail. That is what is part of the Shloka. Anijad ekam manasa javiyo nainad deva apunam purvam arshata tadadhavato anyan atyeti tishthat tasmin apo matarishva dadati. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place, he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. That is my Krishna. That is what this shloka has made us understand. Hare Krishna. Thank you.